Hello, and welcome back to Creating the Mind Now. In the past few days, I personally myself was feeling a little bit like, let's put it this way, I was beating myself up, which I have a tendency to do every so often, and I'm sure all of us do. And I started thinking to myself how I don't have any more than I did 6 years ago. I don't have a bigger house like I wanted. I don't have a ton of more money in the bank account that I wanted. My wealth isn't up there. My success isn't up there. And I feel kind of like I'm failing on an outward manifestation. But then I stopped myself and I started to really think about the past 6 years. And I started to remember who I once was and the behaviors that I used to take on and how my mind used to react to things and how I didn't so much like the person that I spent most of my time with, the person I was creating. I began to really think about what had changed in the past 6 years, that I've actually gotten rid of more things than accumulated more. I've gotten rid of beliefs that hindered me. I've gotten rid of habits that were damaging. And I got rid of things that I didn't need and they were just weighing me down. I took off the backpack that I was carrying around in my life and I sorted through it. I took out everything that I don't need that was just a burden and being a weight on my back, and I left the things that I actually needed. The things that were contributing to me being the best version of myself. I also started to really realize that with the more things that I accumulate material-wise, the more things I have to worry about. If I have a bigger house, I have to worry about making more money to keep up with this home. If I have a better car, I probably have to spend more money to take care of it. If I have more clothes, there's just more options to deal with, and sometimes more options is just overwhelming. And I started to really realize that what really mattered was how much I had changed on the inside, how much knowledge I had gained, and how proud of myself I had become. I had overcome things that I never thought were possible for me to be able to do. And even sitting here, it makes me start to tear up to think about how far I've come. The struggles, the things that I thought were so hard. How was I ever going to overcome this drug addiction? I mean, what was I knew I wanted to be sober, and I knew I wanted to be a better version of myself. And I didn't know how. I didn't know how hard it was going to be, but I did it. And how quickly we forget how far we can come. And I'm so proud of myself. And I ask that you start to do this. You start to look at your life inwardly. Instead of looking at all the things out here that you may or may not have accumulated, and look at the inner acceptance of self and how proud you should be of yourself for overcoming obstacles in your life, no matter how small you may have thought they to be or how big they actually are, but you overcame them. Sometimes the hardest things in our lives we can't understand in the moment why they're happening to us, and it just feels like this is it. This is it. This is the hardest thing I'll ever have to go through. But in the end of it all, on the other side, you come out such a stronger person. You realize if I can overcome this, I can overcome anything. And you can. Once you stop measuring your wealth and success on the outside as something that's tangible and can be touched, you really start to realize that it is inside of you. That the things that you need to gain are within. Events that happen in our life are for our best interest and for us to become the best versions of ourselves. I want you to begin now to feel proud of yourself. I want you to look at your life and your past, not on what it is that you own or have or what you're going to get to, but what you've already accomplished and how amazing of a person you are because of it. And focus only on the thoughts that make you feel good and on the accomplishments that you've already achieved. Because anything else that comes your way is just another great opportunity for you to love yourself even more. Love your life. Be proud of yourself. And remember, once you feel it in here, it manifests out here much quicker. See you soon.